Bluffs Fire Department, and I want to thank the majority of you people here are really the reason the dog is here. And so, obviously this is Gibson and engineer Dan Roberts. We know nationally that intentionally set fires cause over 400 deaths a year, and we know that the rate of intentionally set fires has been as high as 1 in 4. So we know that there's an issue. And accelerant sniffing dog really is just another tool in the toolbox to go out there and try to investigate things, determine the origin cause of fires. And he's really a great PetSmart, a whole bunch of local people that got involved and donated money to bring the dog here. We take arson about as serious, or probably more serious than any other city in the state of Iowa. I would say that over the past 10 years, we've probably prosecuted more arson cases than any other city, and that might not even be competitive. Our investigators work really, really hard to try to stop those types of crimes. And so I'm going to introduce you to Dan Roberts, who's a law enforcement officer for the fire department, and who is Gibson's trainer. I do want to say sincerely thanks to all of you for everything you guys do for us. Dan?
Well, I want to thank everybody, first of all, for coming today. This has really been an amazing opportunity for the Bluffs Fire Department to acquire such an asset to aid us in investigations. And I'll start by talking a little bit about the process that we went through. We started our application process in July of last year, and it was with State Farm. State Farm offers a scholarship program where they provide the training, the upfront training, the dog, all the costs of travel and expenses for myself to go up there. So we started that application process in July of last year. In November of last year, we were granted the scholarship. And State Farm tells us that the evaluation of that scholarship and the evaluation of the team together is about $25,000. So it's really, really a big asset from State Farm to provide that for us. In April, beginning of April, I traveled to New Hampshire to the New Hampshire Fire Academy. I received my training actually though through Maine Specialty Dogs. They're the ones that have partnered with State Farm to provide the training in the scholarship program each year. We completed 200 hours of training at the New Hampshire Fire Academy and throughout the area of New Hampshire and Maine as we traveled to several different areas to actually get our hands wet in fire investigation with the dog, even just some open building searches and so forth. We trained to the Maine Criminal Justice Academy standards, and we were certified by the Maine State Police at the end of the training. Our certification process consisted of numerous tests, including a single drop of gas in 3 rooms in which we had to go through and find that on our first attempt. We have to, the whole test, or the whole certification process, you have to complete within 100%. There's no partial completions or no 80% completions. You have to get 100% of it. So Gibson did really well. We worked very well as a team while we were up there. Gibson is a chocolate lab. The way Gibson works is he's a food reward lab, or food reward dog. So when we go out to work, when Gibson alerts, he'll give us an alert by sitting down, and then he'll get fed food. And we kind of base that off of Pavlov's law. You know, you have them locate something, you have them do the command that they're supposed to do, and then you give them a reward. And so that's how most of the arson dogs are trained. So Gibson and I train every day. The only way he eats is to actually detect. So we have to set out gas or an accelerant every day, and then Gibson will alert on it, and that's the way we feed. We change that every day. We want him to constantly be ready at all times for a fire. We don't know when it's going to come in. We don't know if it's going to be in the middle of the night, during the day. So we change his food amounts throughout the day, throughout the week. We change the times of feeding all the time, and that's how we train. We certify every year with Maine Specialty Dogs. And like I said, like the chief said, we really take arson seriously, so this is one of the greatest assets that we could add to our arson investigation. We're going to go through and do a little demonstration for you real quick. I ask that there's not any questions while I do the demonstration. I'll answer any questions afterwards. I'll go through it a couple times. If I could have Alex come up and change the cans on for us once, so that way you guys know that he's not just hitting the same spot. We'll adjust it up. So there's one can in these 4 blocks that has an accelerant in it. The other 3 cans are empty. Good boy, good boy. Good boy, good boy, good boy. So that is a demonstration of how Gibson works. Not only will we use Gibson after a fire, but we can use him in detection of an accelerant, maybe on the person who set the fire. So we can do person sniffs. We can also do evidence sniffs. If we get clothing,